Today on episode 148 of Typical Chicago Fans, we have Sinkers and Floaters, TCF Sports Minute, Real or Frauds college football teams, the NFL Week 4 pick show, and the TCF top 3 of musical instruments. Let's roll. Hello and welcome to episode 148 of Typical Chicago Fans, brought to you by our incredible sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at typical_Chicago. Head to Facebook and Instagram. Give those pages a like. You can find all of our content in video form on YouTube, so make sure you subscribe there. Wherever you get your podcasts, we are there as well, whether that's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Google Podcasts. We are there. Make sure you check us out. You can find me on Twitter at BoomyTCF, Zach at ZLiliaTCF, and of course, Maddie at schools_01. Zach, got to start off the show before we get into the weather. You are wearing my favorite article of clothing that you own. Love the Mixtape Bulls hoodie right there.
Also, great hat. But thank you, Boomy, for ordering the hat for me. Have a day. Shout out Bob Does Sports. Shout out Joey Colcutt. Shout out Bob. Shout out Fat Perez. Shout out the boys, because this is a great hat. And Boomy, you have one. It kind of looks like the old school Mountain Dew logo.
Yep,
Also
I got the white rope hat. Yep, it's a quality. I worn it a few times. It's one of the best non-fitted hats I've ever owned. I need to remember to wear that next time. It's my new favorite hat. So, but as we alluded to, as always, we got the weather to start. Boys, it legitimately is like fall weather now. Like, it was 37 degrees when I got in my car this morning, and I got to be very honest, I didn't hate it.
Oh, I loved it. I went golfing tonight. I started off not needing a sweatshirt, but I ended the night needing a sweatshirt. That is when you know you're in the perfect time of the year. I wore shorts. I could have gone without, could have gone with maybe a pair of sweatpants. But that's the nice thing. You could go out maybe with a pair of shorts and like a short sleeve shirt, but then you bring a pair of sweatpants and a sweatshirt that you could, if it gets cold, you could put on. That's the perfect time of year.
Yep, I said it last week, and I'll die on this hill. It's the perfect weather is shorts and a hoodie, or t-shirt and joggers or sweatpants. You know, you get a little bit of both going on. So, Maddie, you've been able to enjoy the weather here lately with soccer coach Maddie in the building.
Yeah, I mean, come on. That's Saturday mornings are a bit nippy out there when you're chasing a bunch of 4- and 5-year-olds around a soccer field, that just trying to herd them like sheep. Get them moving in the same direction.
I'd seen your son. He gets distracted by the vehicles that go by.
Yeah, trains. There's a train track that runs not too far from there, so trains are that kid's world right now. So any train that he sees is like a big event. Trucks, construction equipment. Yeah, I mean that's his world.
Absolutely. Well, let's jump in. Picking grass, yeah, that you'll get that at that age. But let's jump into it. As always, we've talked about the weather. We've got sinkers and floaters, and I'll start off with my sinker, and that's sharks, but it has to do with the weather. Obviously, as we know, the hurricane happening down in Florida. There was video footage outside of.
Boomy, you're gonna have to explain this to me, because I can't see shit on this picture.
Yeah, so in the middle of that screen, that like kind of odd shaped object, there's a video going around of a shark swimming down the street in Fort Myers because of the storm surge that brought feet of water and completely decimated the city of Fort Myers. You know, thoughts and prayers and all that, but 10.2 million views as of this morning on TikTok. And like I said here, your dark object there in the middle of the screen, that is a shark swimming up a street. It was
Boomy, I hate to be this way, but it's not surprising when you're around like a large body of water when it floods. It's not like crazy to think that some of those, unfortunately, some of them are sharks, though some of those fish and everything is going to get into like the shore.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because they actually, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission actually said you are more likely to see alligators, snakes, and bears. So to remember to stay alert and give them space. That was another one I thought of was with the alligators. How many of them are just kind of crawling around Florida, and now they have,
Oh my God.
even more
Like,
space. I mean,
don't worry about that. Please still worry about the alligators though.
yeah. Yeah, keep all that in mind. But like I remember, this was a hurricane a couple years ago, and it always resurfaces. And there's like a picture. I think if I remember correctly, it was when Houston flooded really, really badly. I believe it was Hurricane Irma. I can't remember 100%, but it was like going around like it was viral, and it was like a clear as day picture of a shark swimming up the interstate that was flooded. And then everybody was like, "Oh, this is like this is fake." But this one was a video, and it seemed very real. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that Hurricane Ian drugged this shark.
It's on the internet. It's real. There's no debate.
Yeah, I just assume that all the time, I guess. So we'll go ahead and say it. But
if it's published, it's real. That's just the way it is.
Fair enough, Maddie.
All right, guys. My sinker is the Yankees for what they did to Roger Maris Jr., which is Roger Maris's son. They made him go from whatever game it was from the 60th home run that Aaron Judge hit all the way until he hit 61. He had to go to Toronto. What's the point of him being there? What's the point of him sitting next to Aaron Judge's mom? Because it's one of those things he goes, well, guess what? I guess you'll never need me again. Like you're not gonna. He just passed his dad, who I loved. First of all, 61 is maybe my favorite sports movie of all time. But other than that, like he didn't do much other than that 1 year where he hit 61 home runs. It's past. You're making his son watch it. Yeah. What is the point of that?
Yeah, and like I'm kind of on the side of like
he's got nothing better to do.
Even though he broke the AL, the American League record, he didn't break whatever you want to say about Barry Bonds. I'm sorry to say Barry Bonds holds the single season record for home runs. Whatever you want to say, okay, he did steroids. I'm so sorry, but guess what? The pitchers he could have been facing were also on steroids.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? And am I also wrong that I hate to be this way? Albert Pujols and Aaron Judge, they both get hot or whatever. Can we not say the juice balls? What are we talking about here? And what are we talking about here?
Remember the conversations we were having back in like April and May? And now they're just hitting, balls like crazy. So
but what I'm saying is we're gonna say, oh, this is really and truthfully, it's awesome. He hit 61. He broke Roger Maris's record or whatever. But he isn't even like, was he fifth now in most home runs?
Dude, Sammy Sosa hit 61 twice.
And what I hate,
no one's even talking about that.
Say what you want. I understand it. Guess what? Sammy Sosa, probably on steroids, but I don't know. What are we supposed to do about it? He hit 66. You still have to go out there. It's not like steroids give you the strength just to hit the home runs. You have to have the talent. You have to at least work out. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Am I in the wrong here?
No, I'm on your side here. Doesn't do much for me. When he clears 70, call me.
Bonds is the best baseball player of all time.
Amen.
I think that's it's just the way I feel. I mean, I couldn't agree more. The pitchers were juiced. Everyone was juiced. The balls were juiced. The field's level. It's as level as it is any other time. Whether people are using or not, it's the same rate. It's no different. Everyone's up against the same thing. Pitchers are using, hitters are using, everybody's using. Get out of here if you're not.
And can I be? I hate to be this way. Say whatever you want. Roger Maris was playing in 1961. 1961. Yeah. He wasn't playing against the pitchers we're going up against now. And I honestly, I think Roger Maris is an awesome story. I think he's one of the coolest stories in baseball history, like what actually happened in the whole thing. And it's a tragedy what happened at the end of his career because he retired pretty quickly. But he broke an American League record, which is like 10 home runs off of the actual home run record.
Yeah. Yep, I'm with you. Maddie, you got a sinker for us this week?
Yeah, I'm going to stick to the same kind of topic, and mine's a little bit more related to a gentleman named Frankie Lasagna, sitting front row.
First of all, is that his
center.
Real name? Is that really his name?
Frankie Lasagna owns an Italian restaurant, so riddle me that. Too.
I bet you they have to have the best lasagna of all time.
Poor guy is in left center. If you're one of these guys that brings a glove to a game, you cannot drop the ball. You have to lay out. Can
I tell you
and you
something?
have to be willing to fall the 30
feet
down to the ground.
If this is me, I jump. I'm going to the ground. You will see me on the ground because guess what? That ball is worth $1 million at least, which is crazy because how much would the ball that's going to be caught for the 62nd home run going to be worth? It will be worth more or less.
Probably more.
But what I'm just saying is, fellas, I'm jumping down there. I don't care. We'll worry about injuries later.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I think Chief said it on Twitter. It's free healthcare in Canada. You're not paying for anything there. You know, you got to end up looking like the guy on Monday Night Football from the Soldier Field against the Packers in the early 90s. That just
jumping from like
did you guys see did you guys see the comedy that did come with it though? Sarah Walsh, her husband is the I think he's the pitching coach or something for the Blue Jays. He had the ball in his hand and he gave it back to the Yankees just because they're not gonna. He's a pitching coach. He's not gonna ask him for money. And she started joking about, do you know we have a house payment? Like, do you know we could we could use the money, and like jokingly, like almost kind of divorcing him online because he gave back the ball.
Joking.
And because she's also in Florida in the hurricane, and she's like, we have a house to pay for here or whatever. And he just gave the ball back. Pretty funny.
Maddie, are you taking the dive off of probably 15 feet? Yeah, joking, quote unquote. Are you taking the 15-foot dive, Maddie?
Easy. I'm taking the 30-foot dive.
Yeah, I know Maddie is.
Sorry. That's like, hey, $50K in my pocket instantly.
Yeah.
Easy money.
Pay for your medical bills quick.
At some point, too, you just got to be willing to stretch a little bit, too. He didn't put his full effort into it. You got to know where the rail is. Too. Use your hand to feel. It's just like playing outfield. You know what I mean? Like, you got to feel for the wall. Whoa. Use the rail to your advantage. Come on.
The only thing is, though, I feel like if you, like, jump down there or whatever, they're going to try and say you did something illegal and take the ball back from you.
Shove the ball in your pants, dude. Shove the ball in your underwear.
Problem with it.
Grab the ball out of my jocks, dude.
Little Keith your stash.
I guess at that point you do anything.
Yep.
Yeah. Before we move on to another one, last sinker here I had to throw in. Rest in peace, Coolio. I don't know how deep you guys were.
Me and Boomy saw him at a Bulls halftime show.
That was middle school for me. It was when like Fantastic Voyage came out, dude. Like that was
Gangsta Paradise. It is one of the most played songs like ever.
Yeah,
I know, and it's like his 10th best song.
But you know what I mean, though. Like it.
For sure.
It's just crazy.
That's a legendary song.
Was it that Brooklyn Nets game?
Yeah, so it was like the last home game of the season before the pandemic.
Comes out at halftime. It was awesome.
He played Gangster's Paradise for 13 minutes straight. Just kept looping it.
I tried finding the video. I could not find it.
Yeah, it was wild. It was 90s night, and Coolio just played Gangster's Paradise for 13 minutes straight. So it's a sad situation.
When you can get away with it, you have to.
Oh, yeah. You got to put, pays the bills, man. You got to do what you got to do. Let's move on to our floaters. I'll get us started, and that is the sport of the future. That is pickleball. LeBron and Draymond Green bought a professional pickleball team in the Professional Pickleball League. So I think it's safe to say sport of the future is here. Obviously, we probably all remember pickleball from like gym. That was one place where I always remember it from. But now they're calling it the pandemic sport too. And I can say legitimately, we had a doctor's appointment the other day, and we're coming through Peru at probably 9:40 in the morning, right around there. And there was probably 20 elderly adults at the tennis courts at Washington Park in Peru, just battling on the pickleball courts that they have assembled there. So
I love it. First of all, LeBron's a loser. Second of all, pickleball. I love pickleball because it's like it's not an easier version, but it's a smaller version of tennis. So it's like you don't have to worry about the giant court. You just have to worry about the little. It's not like it's probably. I would have to say a tennis court is double the size of.
It seems to be like half of a tennis court.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, they play with the interior lines at most tennis courts.
Yep.
Well, you know how Instagram is. I looked up I didn't follow it, but I looked up the pickleball championship page or whatever, and now all I get is pickleball stuff on my Instagram feed.
Apparently, the professional league.
I'm fine with.
Yeah. Yeah, it's called the MLP, the Major League Pickleball, and it has they're expanding from 12 to 16 teams, and LeBron and Draymond Green, and I believe
you need to start playing.
Yes, I agree. Kevin Love, I believe, is also an investor in that team. Where can
we play it at?
Dude, like Matt said, I think they use the interior tennis court lines, so we could find a way.
We'll have to figure it out. Fellas, my floater is sweatshirts / crew necks. For let's just say with thick guys like me, some big boys, we like to cover ourselves up with a sweatshirt, a crew neck. It's that time of year, boys. We're here. It's the year where we could put on a little bit of weight because football season's here. We eat some chicken wings. We maybe a little too much buffalo chicken dip, but we drink a little too much beer. But we have sweatshirts. We have crew necks to kind of hide ourselves until at least April, May. So we're here, boys. We've made it.
I'm with you, man. Love hoodie season.
Yeah, it's a must. It's the only time I can make myself not look like a can of exploding biscuits.
The best thing about it is if you want to wear like a jersey, you just put a sweatshirt on and you put the jersey over it, and you're just like, oh, I love the jersey or whatever. But you don't maybe realize maybe the jersey is a size too small or whatever. But the sweatshirt's there to kind of cover it up.
Completely with you there. Maddie, what's your floater?
I'm sure everyone's heard by now, but I got to bring it up. I won't talk about it too long because I know we've been going on, and I ran a long one on the last one. But the quick one: McDonald's Happy Meals coming back for adults, and they're bringing back vintage toys. So I'm
vintage toys though. All I've heard is vintage toys.
I assume the toys we grew up on in Happy Meals. So I'm banking on the McNugget toys, like the McNugget characters.
Yeah.
They had a cowboy. They had all kinds of them. Those were great. The list is endless. I mean, they've had the whole slew of Disney toys for probably the last 25 years too. Anytime a new movie comes out there, the Halloween buckets are a must. The old Halloween buckets for carrying candy, that's a must. We still have ours. Maggie's mom has a bunch from the early 90s. So those things were goat Halloween buckets. So apparently they're bringing those back too. But if you had to pick your entree to go with fries, they're only allowing right now a Big Mac or the 10-piece. But if you had to pick one entree at McDonald's, what's your entree for a Happy Meal?
Quarter pounder with cheese.
I want the double, but I agree. Quarter pounder's okay. So
I'll take the Big Mac.
Matt, I saw that, but why are they not doing a Big Mac and nuggets or a quarter pounder and
wait.
nuggets. Don't give me this or
Children
nonsense.
eat Big Mac. Children eat Big Macs.
No, I don't think so.
No, not really.
Chicken nuggets, man. That's all he eats from there.
Well, I'm just saying, so like, what does it matter? No child's having a quarter pounder on the child's menu.
But they ain't gonna have a Big Mac.
Well, that's fine. Then all we can have is the chicken nuggets. Then that's what we're gonna have to go with.
I don't know, man. These are geared towards adults. You get a bigger box, man. Like you get a big box.
I thought it says kids meal.
No, it's an adult Happy Meal. Come on.
Oh, I'm the dum.
No, this is a new line they're doing. It's an adult Happy Meal.
Oh, it's adult. You didn't say adult. All you said was Happy Meal.
No, he definitely said adult.
I definitely said adult. Yeah.
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 I'm gonna have to take the L on that one.
I'm gonna start Mayweathering you. Just dropping the graphic here.
Oh yeah, they'll be exciting, especially if they keep with them and add stuff to it. Yeah, you got to accept when you've been defeated. So good on you, Zach. Let's hop into the TCF Sports Minute. We'll start with the Cubs, 69-86. Have officially been eliminated from postseason contention, but I don't know if you guys saw the statistic.
Can I tell you, boys? Them and the White Sox eliminated around the same time.
Yeah. Yep, it's the
Cubs' better record in the second half.
The Chicago Cubs. Fellas, can I tell you a stat from the Chicago Cubs here?
Is this going to be about the record against the NL East?
No. Just one team in the National League, the Mets, with 41, has more wins this season against a team with a record above 500. The Cubs have 33 wins against a team with a record above 500. Dude, this team is above 500 since they have a better record since the White Sox, since the All-Star break. The Cubs are, I think, 6 to 8 games over 500 since the All-Star break. Boys, this team going into the offseason where they can sign some big names. I'm excited for the Cubs.
I want to get excited. I'm very pessimistic about the Ricketts' ability to open the playbook because they haven't done it.
Boomy, I understand that, but look at what the starting rotation could be. What the starting lineup could be next year.
It's definitely a fair criticism or concern.
I understand it, but we have to have positive outlook.
I want Trey Turner. Just give me Trey Turner.
I want Correa.
Yeah, if they go out and get a Carlos Correa or a Trey Turner, then yeah, absolutely pick up another starter.
Fellas, what I'm trying to say is the way they are ending the season with the way they look right now, that's going to help them sign players. Dude, they played so well. Like all they need is a few pieces. This is what they're doing. I think is perfect.
Spend.
Yeah, go spend the money. Do what you said you were going to do.
I understand I understand the concern, and you guys are correct.
Well, we will see. But at least we're in a better spot than the White Sox. 76, 79, 8.5 out of the wild card.
You know what things you hate to see is teams that say they World Series are bust. You know what?
They busted.
And then guess what they do? They take a guy who won a World Series in 2016 for the Chicago Cubs. His name is Javi Baez. They boo him. They boo him for hitting a 3-run homer off of your bum team. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Boo your team. Boo the fact that they gave up. They gave up. I understand. I'm not even coming from this as a Cub fan. I'm coming from this as a fan of baseball. They gave up. They let the Guardians beat them. They let Jose Ramirez beat them. That team, the Guardians, up against the White Sox team, should not win ever. You know what I mean? On paper, talent there on paper. And I don't know, you got to fix the injuries. I don't know how you fix that because
Yeah,
there's no way of actually fixing that. But what are we doing here? Come on.
And the reports are out now that Tony La Russa will not be returning as manager next year.
Whatever. Who cares? Guess what? Unless you change the players on the field, what does it matter? I understand the coach. The coaches can only do so much. The players have to go out there and win the game.
Absolutely. Matty, you've got to be just giddy with excitement every day catching some of these Sox scores, huh?
Couldn't imagine why you think that.
Just a wild hunch here.
It just breaks my heart to see their fans just so upset and let down. I feel for them. I really do.
For a bunch of
rude. I understand. We're Cub fans. And Pat Beals is going to say, oh, we're Cub fans. We're just making fun of the White Sox. But you cannot do what you did. Like, what?
Hey, just all I'm saying is you don't get it. Nothing is handed. Nothing is handed to you. And they acted like everything was going to be handed to them.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable to watch. I like seeing me grow. Sorry, not sorry.
On the other front of more bad news, the Bulls, it's looking like there is a possibility that the Bulls will not have Lonzo Ball this season. He said, and I quote, I cannot run or jump right now.
Fellas, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Did it seem like he maybe waited a little too long to get the? What are we doing here? If you can't walk or jump, you can't go upstairs. Why did we wait until the beginning of training camp?
I don't think that's fair because they said that they scoped it out back in the spring, and the doctor even said that he hasn't seen anything like this. So I think this might be like a medical anomaly.
That, but okay. So I think the whole Lonzo thing, we're fucked.
It's not looking good.
No, because what was it, 20, 30 games into the season, he got hurt last year. If he would have torn his ACL, I think he'd be back already.
Yeah. But that's the thing is, I don't
it's
think it's his ACL.
No. What I'm saying is, it's not his ACL, but it's like something that it keeps lingering around. Is it going to keep lingering around? Because we need him. He is the guy who could take us to the next level.
Yeah, this is big. And obviously you hope guys like AO, continue and then really take a stride in his second year, but you're really relying on him.
When he went out last year.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Maddie, what do you think about it?
It's not a coincidence, like you said, that when he went down, their season fell apart.
Yeah,
he's a key to their defense. He picks up the slack for Vucevic and Levine their deficiencies on the defensive side of the ball.
He keeps it moving on offense.
He's getting better as an outside scorer. He is a huge piece,
His
man.
3-point shot.
When they were looking at their best is because he was there. And I do feel like maybe he pulled a little bit of a Pippen that he's not gonna get with this summer kind of thing is what it kind of felt like. But whatever. Guess I can't force a guy to do it.
I'd have to say I'm a little with Maddie on that because it's one of those things. My dad and me got into an argument about it. He didn't think that I was correct about it. But what I think he did the same thing. I think that he just, you feel the pain a few weeks ago. Why did we wait until the beginning of training camp to have the surgery? And then people like Boomy say the doctors made him wait. So I guess it's technically not his fault, but something's going wrong here.
Yeah. It's not an ideal situation. I do know the Bulls start preseason games here really soon. So
Tuesday,
hopefully.
Tuesday.
Yep. Right around the corner. Speaking of preseason, we also have the Blackhawks. They are sitting at 1-1 in the preseason. Maddie, anything on expectations out of the Blackhawks. We talked about deficiencies when we brought up the Bulls, but this is a team with a lot of deficiencies and some weird things going on medically too.
Yeah, no, I mean, I haven't watched any of the preseason yet. I
watch more hockey than you, Matty.
I don't have a whole lot of hope. I don't have a whole lot of hope for the season. My hope is to win the lottery and hope for a franchise-changing player. That's about.
I feel you though, right, but it is awesome to be able to turn on a bunch of Chicago sports. Like once the Bulls start.
Yeah, October's great. You can't deny what October brings to the calendar. It's playoff baseball, football's in full swing. NHL, NBA is coming back. It's a perfect. The weather's outstanding. You get the mix of inside, outside, bonfires. The technology to be able to bring a TV outside now is so easy. I love it. There's not a whole lot better right now than October itself. So, yes, thank you for missing a 35-yard field goal. All right,
let's move on.
Yeah, I got the under.
Let's go ahead and move to the Bears. Not a great performance on Sunday, but
you shut up, Boomy.
You're going to sit here and tell me that was a good game.
Can I talk? Mm-hmm. As a Bears fan, can I talk?
Go ahead.
What I'm going to say is this team, we have the Giants, we have the Vikings, we have the Washington Commanders. We could be 5-1. If we 4-2, I'll take it. But what are we talking about? I understand Justin Fields hasn't thrown in a bunch, but have you seen Khalil Herbert's number? Have you seen the runnings number? Why do we need to throw when we have the running game going? I understand. I totally understand. I want Justin Fields to be better. I want him to be way better. And I want him to throw more. But what we're doing right now is, I think, can win us some games here going forward. The defense, I think they can also win us some games. They can play well if the offense just goes with the flow. What do you want to say, Maddie? Because you seem like you want to take my head off right now.
No, I don't disagree with you. The record is favorable right now. That's not deniable. You can't deny that. I mean, there's a path to 5-1, and I'm not saying it's likely. I'm not saying it's not that hard either, though.
Like, what's likely though? 4-2 is likely.
It's not three outstanding teams. Let's not kid ourselves.
What are you, Boomy? Shut up! Look at that stupid ass. 4-2.
I didn't say a word.
On the flip side,
4-2 is 1-2 in the next two games.
On the flip side of 5-1, that's 5-1 built on
wrong. No, that's wrong.
I did math that wrong. My bad.
Sorry, Matt.
That's a 5-1 house that's built on a really soft foundation, and I'm worried about Fields, man. He isn't getting better. And
no, he has not gotten better.
That's a bad start's going to happen. That was a horrendously bad start. And those things may happen. Obviously,
they're just not there. That interception's horrible.
I want to see a lot more this week. If he has a decent game here, then fine. I'm not jumping off the bus, but the turbulence is picking up on the bus. We'll just say that, or the plane in this case, whatever you want to call it.
We got a big game here. We have a big game here.
It's a winnable game.
A good, I don't know if I'd say good, but a team with a winning record, at least in the Giants. Sunday at noon.
Daniel Jones, come on, give me a break.
We will find out on Sunday. But before we move on to college football, we have to give a shout out to our sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee. They have the best coffee around that you can find. They work with our guy, Dom Frederick and Ian Happ, so you know that they make quality stuff. Those guys would not promote bad coffee. Zach loves it. Zach loves the mug, especially after his discovery tonight. So make sure you check out their website, connectroasters.com. Follow them on Twitter at Connect Roasters. make sure you check their product out and get yourself some really quality coffee. Zach, what was the beautiful discovery you made about that lovely mug you got from Connect Roasters?
All right, so a 12-ounce drink will fit into your Ian Happ Makes Me Coffee mug.
It's great information to know, folks. Make sure you keep that stored somewhere. But let's move on. We have a new segment, Real or Frauds, college football. We're going to go through some teams here that have really good records, and you guys are going to tell me if they are for real or if they are frauds. We'll start off with the number 3 team in the country. That is Clemson, coming in at 4-0. Had a tough one last week with Wake Forest. What do you guys got?
I think they're frauds. I don't think first of all, I hate Dabo Swinney. I don't think they're very good this year. I don't think the division's very good this year. I just don't believe in this team.
Maddie?
I want to wait a week. I want to see what they do against NC State. I think it's a big point for them in the season where it's going to show a lot of what they're made of. Another talented team. I think DJ Uiagalelei is a really talented quarterback, but he just doesn't seem to have taken those steps you expected when you first saw him play, especially that Notre Dame game. But Clemson's defense is really good, and I don't think you can sell that short. So I really want to see what they do, and actually I do like NC State this weekend with the points.
Right on. I'm kind of with you there. I think, it's the competition aspect, and like the competition they've played is pretty down. Wake Forest, who's not as good as they were last year, took them to
Hartman's
overtime.
really good though, dude. He's a good quarterback, man.
Yeah.
They got a good offense. They're really tough to stop last week.
Yeah, that is true. There'll be a really, really big one this weekend. Number 4 in the country, 4-0 Michigan.
Frauds. They played
anybody.
Nobody. They played nobody. I don't know how they're ranked 4th in the nation. What have they done to be ranked 4th in the nation? Okay, they're undefeated. I understand that because they played nobody.
But the problem too is Iowa has played nobody either. So I think Iowa's defense might not be as good as everybody thinks. So I think this is
not as good as everyone thinks.
No, I'm saying, but everyone talks about how good Iowa's defense is.
Oh,
and Iowa's defense has played shitty offenses. So they've done this against like bottom half, offenses nationally. And I think this is going to be in a game that could expose them pretty badly.
Very true.
That's true. We'll move to number 7 in the nation. USC sitting at 3-0. Got a hell of a test last week from Oregon State. What do you guys got?
Real. I think they're very real. I think they'll be a very good team.
I'm with you, Zach, on that, and I think that they have yet to play their best football. They're a kind of a hodgepodge of transfers and obviously new coach with Lincoln Riley. I like the trajectory of USC. I think that they've got some weapons there that if they can figure out here with kind of a softer.
I'd rather be Lincoln Riley than I'd rather be who's Kelly, who went to LSU.
Yeah, Brian Kelly. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. He's a better spot.
Maddie, who do you got? What do you got on the Trojans?
I think they might be for real. I don't think the Pac-12 is very good. I think them and Utah is about it. I think Oregon's okay, but I mean, I don't know. USC's got a ton of talent. Like you said, it's a weird mix. It seems like they're going to take a couple, maybe another 3-4 weeks to really gel. As long as they, navigate the path, I think they're going to probably be a team in the playoffs. And, Lincoln Riley always seems to be making his way there somehow. So
yeah, for sure. I'm sorry, USC was 6th in the country. The 7th ranked team in the country is, I'll start off, I think this team is a fraud. That is the Kentucky Wildcats. I know they're 4-0, but have not looked great.
No.
What do you mean?
I think they're a good team.
No, NIU should have beat them, and NIU struggling so hard this year.
I think Ole Miss smokes them this week.
They should have beat about 4 teams.
Kentucky is they. Oh, all right, so they beat Miami of Ohio.
Nope.
They
I'm with
barely beat
Kentucky.
Florida, who's struggling, and then they barely beat
Maddie,
NIU.
Do we need a bet, boys?
Ole Miss is going to smoke Kentucky this weekend.
What's the
I
spread?
agree.
What
I
do
think
we
Ole Miss is laying
we need a
6, I
little
think.
friendly wager here?
I think Ole Miss
You
is
name
laying
it.
6.
6, Maddie?
I believe so. Let me get there. I'm trying. Yeah, 7 now.
Yeah, I'll take Ole Miss all day. And those new helmets they busted out?
Yeah, those are sick.
Those
The
are
shattered
sick.
ice. Oh my god. Between them and the Bengals tonight, it's just like Jersey porn right now.
Yeah.
You guys want to know what I forgot though?
Will Levis puts
Barstool
mayonnaise in
Mints-
his coffee like a psychopath.
Barstool Mints is going to be in the student section.
Yeah.
And
That's all.
Well, you know what? I'm still going to take it.
All right. We'll move to a team we have just talked about here, and that's NC State. They are ranked 10th in the country at 4-0. Are these guys for real or are they frauds? I think it's going to come out down to this weekend. If they can knock off Clemson, they go to the for real category. They're in purgatory right now.
What I would say is if you have anything to do with this game, you think you want to take NC State money line, what I would say is take NC State to win the conference because you can get better odds. And if they win this game, they will win the conference. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think they're in purgatory right now. They're right in between, being real and being a fraud. Maddie, what do you got on them?
I don't know. I need to see more. Just not quite sold yet. I don't know.
Yeah, schedule hasn't been insane. They've taken down UConn, who's arguably the worst team in Division I football. They beat East Carolina, but only by 1 in week 1. Blow out Charleston Southern, who they should, but a very convincing win against Texas Tech, who knocked off Texas last weekend. So, they get Clemson and Florida State back to back, and then
down.
This is going to be. I like NC State this week just because I think it's a tough spot for Clemson to come back after the Wake Forest game was a battle for them. And
yeah.
It's a tough spot. NC State's got a ton of talent. A lot of returning talent. It's a lot of people that played last year, so they got experience too. So it's going to be a tough game. So kind of like NC State this week. I just don't necessarily think they're built for the long haul.
For sure. Another Pac-12 team, the 15th ranked team in the country, that is the Washington Huskies, sitting at 3-0. Real quick, they have beaten Kent State, Portland State, Michigan State, and Stanford. I think these guys are frauds. I think that the nice thing for them is that they do play in the Pac-12. Yeah, Michigan State struggle. They are ranked. Michigan State is still ranked 11th in the country, or was at the time. I'm sorry. So I'm not convinced, but I refuse to trust a Washington Huskies football team.
I'm with you.
You guys remember when they made the playoff in the first year and got absolutely obliterated?
I remember watching Washington versus Illinois at Soldier Field, like 2014, maybe.
Sounds like a riveting game for the Illini.
It was fun.
And last one I've got here, this one stuck out to me because I didn't even know this team was 4-0, but they were ranked 21st in the country, and that is the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
No.
Yeah, they blew out.
Never liked
Michigan
them. Never
State.
liked their coach. Never liked them.
NIU grad, Canlin guy, I think.
No, he's a fraud.
He's a little bit too of a rah-rah guy. But 2 good wins in the last – not good wins, but, they beat Michigan State on the road. They beat Colorado, blew Colorado out.
I like Fleck. He's from our district here, and then he coached at Western Michigan, played at NIU. I can't hate the guy.
Yeah. It's funny because, I should like PJ Fleck being he played at NIU during, my formative years of watching, but – he's a little bit too much of a rah-rah look at me guy, but I don't know. They've got to play someone.
He's a little bit of a Dabo Sweeney to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that, but I think he's a lot better than some of these other asshole coaches out there too. So I think he can take the good with the bad sometimes.
They got Purdue this weekend, and then at Illinois, they don't have a real.
Contrary.
No, I'm with Matt on that side.
I mean, all the coaches are assholes. What do you mean? Like he's like better than all these? How is he better than all these other coaches?
I feel like he's a little more genuine in like the sense that like I feel like he like almost like cares too much about his players.
Yeah, to me, I don't think it's he's trying to show off. I think he's a fucking lunatic, and he's just like 1,000 miles an hour at all times. I think he's one of those kind of personalities, and that rubs people the wrong way sometimes.
Yeah, I used to not be a big Fleck guy, especially after he was at Western Michigan.
You can say Dabo. Yeah, you can say whatever you want, but yeah, that's whatever.
I'm coming around on Fleck, that's for sure. But let's go ahead. We have the NFL Week 4 pick show. Maddie over here went 6-0 last weekend.
6-0. Jesus Christ! So hopefully you took your own picks because you would have made some money.
That's what Boomy said. I did, and I also took some others that didn't win. So
you just took the right one for the show.
That'll happen.
Yeah. I took our first. God, it was a good weekend. I'll put
and Maddie, you know what I gotta say? Hopefully somebody beats Boomy's ass. So I'm happy you're going 6-0 here.
Yeah, he'll
it's the only hope Zach has.
Yeah, I was last place this week.
Yep. So overall standings, Maddie is in first place with 12-6. I am in second at 9-9, and then Zach and Pigoy are tied for last place at 7-11. But let's go ahead and jump into things. We do have a London game Sunday morning. We are not going to be betting that, but if it means anything, I do like the Vikings. At 8:30 in the morning.
That's part of the noon games.
That's part of the noon package if you want.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not taking it either way. I will start off.
I'll start off because my game is the noon game. Taking Vikings -3 versus Saints.
I'll do you one better. I got it at -2.5.
Are you putting it into the spreadsheet, Boomy?
Yeah, because you never do it, so somebody's got to. You bum.
That's my fault. I'm also taking the Bills -3 at Ravens. If you can put that in the spreadsheet, please, for me. Because Boomy is nice enough to put those in for me every week. He's a nice guy. Thank you, Boomy.
No problem. I've got the Giants -3. I think they're just better than the Bears.
Shut up, dude. Shut up.
We'll see.
In what way? In what way?
In what way? Running backs?
No. Running game isn't better.
Dude. No,
Look at the number. The Bears are the number one running game in the league right
now. Over Saquon Barkley.
No, I'm going to take the number one running attack in the league so far.
Yeah, because you have a quarterback who can't throw. He has to run.
No, because the offensive line is graded out that well in the running game.
What you're saying is he's doing it successfully. What are you talking about, Boomy?
Because he can't pass.
Okay, so that means they're doing it against 8 in the box
successfully. Neither can the Giants.
I think the Giants are better.
Whatever you guys say.
And it's at New York. I'll take the Giants -3. And then I'm also going to take the Titans +3.5 on the road at Indianapolis. Indianapolis picks up a win last week over Kansas City, and everybody just forgot what happened week 1 and 2.
Wait, Titans are plus money?
Yeah. Indianapolis is a 3.5-point favorite.
The Colts stink. Stink.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a great pick. It's a great pick.
Maddie, who you got?
First game, I got the Baltimore Ravens +3.5 against Buffalo. I think it's one of those weird spots where Harbaugh is just going to have that team ready to roll, and he always seems to have his teams ready against good, like in those shock spots.
Lamar
Buffalo's shown
Jackson
some
is a
kinks.
dog.
Buffalo's shown some kinks in the armor a little bit this year. They're obviously, I think, one of the best teams.
So the Ravens.
Okay. Sorry, I'm against you. My bad. My next one I'm going to take.
I'm just trying to be goofy, Maddie.
Is the Falcons plus 1.5. That team is scrappy as hell, and it's like they just scratch and claw.
Mariota's a quarterback, right?
Yeah, he is, and he's played like I'm not going to say he's played well, but he doesn't hurt them right now. And you know, if they can get Pitts going,
he's a pretty good quarterback.
Get Pitts go, he's competent right now. It's as much as you need sometimes. So no, I kind of like the land in the spot plus 1.5. So I'm going to go in the noon set. I'm going 2 birds, the Falcons and Ravens.
Both underdogs, too. I like it.
Yeah, right.
Don't need to pay for the additional sound effects. We got Zach right
Sound
here.
Like Zach's going Birdman on us.
Birdman Jr.
Oh, man. Let's move to the afternoon slots before we get too wild over here. I will take where did I have it at? I got the Cardinals plus 2. I got it earlier this morning at 2 on the road at Carolina. Kind of the same thing here. Carolina picks up a win last week, and we forgot how bad that they were the first 2 weeks. Like Matt Rule is no longer the coach, and Baker Mayfield is now not the quarterback. Like, I still think the Cardinals are a better team than the Carolina Panthers, and they're getting points. I think they're going to win the game outright. I think Kyler Murray's a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield, and I think that Cliff Kingsbury is a better coach than Matt Rule. So give me the Cardinals there. I will also take I feel like I'm going to regret this, but I'm going to take the Broncos plus 2.5 at the Las Vegas Raiders. I think the Raiders are bad. I don't know how they're as bad as they are with some of the weapons, but I feel like the Broncos are still like in a prove it phase. I know they're 2-1, but they have not looked good in their 2 wins. And I think they have to come out and make a statement here in the division. I'll take the Broncos plus 2.5 there.
I'll take the Raiders minus 2.5 versus the Broncos. I will go the opposite way of that. And I'm also going to go the Packers minus 9.5 in Lambeau Field against the Patriots. I think they're going to destroy them.
That line does have me worried, though. I feel like Belichick doesn't get beat by 10 points.
How about you not worry about it?
Well, I am worried. That's the team I cheer for, so.
Yeah, kind of.
Shut up. You're an idiot. Maddie, who you got?
I'm with one of you guys on each game. I got the Raiders and Cardinals. I just kind of agree with both of you. I think the Raiders are due to get a game here. And I think it looks like 3 of us are on the Raiders here. I think Pigoy's on them too, it looks like. So and I do like the Cardinals as well. I think that's a tough spot for the Panthers. I don't think Carolina is very good, and I think they've kind of shit their way to a couple wins.
Maddie, I have to bring this up just since you accused me of cheating every year. You just tried to cheat, and I caught you in the spreadsheet, pal. The Raiders are not plus 2.5; they're minus 2.5. So I had to fix that. Now that we got our cheating allegations for the day out of the way, we can't believe we got this far.
Look at Boomy.
Well, you jamokes wanted to let's see the number. Let's see the number, and now we're here. So you know what?
Like looking for.
Why were you on my cell in the first place? So I couldn't type over. You deleted mine in the first place.
Because I had to fix it. I had to make sure it was right. Can't be having
out of here. This is ridiculous.
So it looks like Zach. Who are you in the Chiefs Buccaneers game? I would like to know.
I'm at Chiefs minus 0.5.
Chiefs are plus 1 right now. So
really?
We are all on the Chiefs.
That's good.
On the Chiefs.
Here we go. This will be interesting. About to fade.
Yeah, there's take all the money you own.
Bad for anybody.
Yep, take all the money you own and put it on the Buccaneers.
When I looked, I swear to goodness, like
I swear to goodness,
an hour and a half ago, they were minus 0.5. I swear, and they are now plus 1.
I see it it's even on ESPN, but Pigoy put his in as +1, so we're gonna go with +1.
Let me look on Sports Action app.
Well, either way, my rationale behind that is they're coming off an embarrassing loss against the Colts.
-0.5.
All right, well, I'll change it.
What do you want me to get it at? You want me even?
Why don't we? Yeah, we'll just make it a pick'em.
We'll do a pick'em. We're doing pick'em. We're all doing right.
DraftKings has the Chiefs +1 right now.
Oh, DraftKings has it at +1?
Yeah.
All right. Well, +1 it is. Perfect.
So we're all on the Chiefs, right?
FanDuel,
we're all on the Chiefs.
FanDuel and
it really doesn't matter then.
Yeah, it really doesn't. Also, Zach, who are you on in the Monday night game?
I'm on the Rams plus
all right.
1.5.
Well, this is really bad news because we're
all right,
all in on the Rams here.
You know what to do is you parlay them, you money line them, you do it all. Just do it all. Play them every which way you can.
Hey. This is the typical Chicago fans. This is typical Chicago fans. Show pot. You go Chiefs, money line, Rams, money line, Packers, -9.5, Bears, money line. That's the TCF parlay of Sunday. That's what I'm saying.
I don't hate it. I know you guys said about the show pot. I'm fairly certain Bovada just kept our money from that. Like, we're not getting that money back.
And I'm the cheater. I'm the cheater. I'm the cheater.
I think Boomy kept
because I accidentally put a plus sign.
No, that money's gone. Like, I can't even get into that account anymore.
Yeah, he spent it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that was piss poor planning on our part. We could have just waited like the 6 months for it to be legal, and we put it in Bovada, and I have no clue how to get into that account. So,
you give it to me, I will get the money out.
We have tried this, Zachary. We have gone through this many times. You've never
given me the chance.
Yep, I literally had it sent to your email, and you couldn't get into it. So we've done this before.
Mm-hmm.
So, make sure you check out the graphic Sunday morning, and see where we're at. Like I said, Maddie's in first place. So, Pigoy's on I'll just go real quick. Pigoy's on the Bears, Falcons, Raiders, Panthers, Chiefs, and Rams. So make sure you check out the graphic.
If anything has to do with last week, you will have to fade me because I go 0-6.
Kind of tough, but you'll bounce back. Let's move the show here.
Will you bounce back?
I'll bounce. Yeah, I don't know. Boomy will bounce back.
Is Boomy bouncing back here with his freezing?
Yeah, it's getting bad.
What am I?
What
was my record last week?
So you were 2-4.
Okay, that's all I needed. Go on.
Yep. So let's go ahead. Let's finish things up. We've got the TCF top 3, and I don't know where I came up with this. I was laying in bed last night, and it came to me, so I set a note in my phone.
I see. I'm like, I'm at work.
You haven't even let me finish my sentence. The people don't even know what the segment is.
Like,
it's musical instruments.
I go musical instruments.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Piss off. We've been doing this for like 3 years. We're running out of stuff to do.
I have a question for both of you guys. Have either of you been in the band?
No, I owned a guitar. I took one lesson and then I sold the guitar.
No. I'm not saying like in a band. Were you in high school band, junior high band, middle school band? Were either of you in the band? Were you in the band, Manny?
No.
I was in the band.
Big drum guy.
I was in the band until. Can we not like give away the secrets, Boomy?
Well,
I was in the band until 8th. I was 8th grade going into high school. I don't think they would have allowed me in high school band because you get to like actually be good. But until then, I was in it. So I want that to be said. Neither of you guys were actually in band. I was in band. Who gets the first pick?
Maddie does this week.
This is an easy 1-1 in my opinion. It's bagpipes.
That's the worst.
Dude, is there anything better than the sound of like fucking bagpipes wailing off?
I'll
in
give
the
him bagpipes because
What?
that's a great pick.
Bagpipes are phenomenal.
terrible pick. Bagpipes are so annoying.
But they're so awesome.
No, they're not.
Phenomenal.
We'll let
Beautiful
Boomy go
sound,
second. We'll let
talented
Boomy go
instrument.
second because he probably has a
Yeah.
dumbass pick to go second.
Yeah.
Bagpipes? That's something like
I'll take a
I'd rather
guitar.
listen to nails on a chalkboard than bagpipes.
No. Are you serious?
I'll take a flute.
No.
The easy one is a
Bagpipes
guitar.
No.
Oh, how basic are you?
That's
What do
good. Actually,
Literally every type of popular music uses a guitar, and they're
I would
great.
say both of your guys' picks are good.
Just go ahead and take drums already.
I'm taking drums.
Yeah, of course.
Because I also, first of all, I played percussion in high school band, so I know how the drums are awesome. Number 2, saxophone. I think if you could play a mean ass saxophone, I mean that is awesome to play a mean saxophone. Is what I have to say. Nicholas Seamers played saxophone a little bit. Shout out saxophone.
Yeah, I don't hate your pick there.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go with an electric violin.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking
violin.
about? You said bagpipes are cool. Who are you talking to?
Electric violin. That's like not even you don't even have to know how to
see, you know what I'm laughing about is because you want to know what I'm laughing about, and you're fucking calling out my picks here. Is violin was going to be my next pick, not a shitty electric violin. Give me the traditional violin. What are we talking about? That was literally going to be my next pick. Was a violin.
I like violins, and they're more like electric ones are more common in music now. So that's why I went electric.
Unbelievable.
Oh. Maddie, you went
pipes. Unbelievable.
No, it's Maddie's pick.
You
went violin, and then what else?
Now my pick. He took violin. I don't want violin. He took electric violin. I'm not going to take a violin now. The regular violin was going to be my pick, but he ruined that. That's gross now. So for my second round pick, I'm going to go shout out to my grandpa. R.I.P. is an instrument he played. He loved fucking around on it, and I think it's a great addition to blues music is the harmonica. And so shout out grandpa. Love a good harmonica beat. I don't know. There's just something fucking cool to it.
Yeah.
And then along the same lines, you took guitar. I'm going string, but I'm going banjo because
it does have a little bit of the negative connotation thanks to the movie Deliverance, but I like the pick a lot.
I mean, a banjo's a banjo though. Like it's just the sound.
Always find the negative.
Well, have you ever seen Deliverance? You don't understand the reference, do you?
Never seen it.
I'll explain it to you. It's not really something we should be talking about on the podcast.
Jeez Louise.
It is MA, so I think we got the clearing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Squeal like a pig. I knew you'd like that, Maddie. I'll take kind of a sentimental one here. Kind of like Matt, you said with the harmonica. I'll go with mine and Zach's like great uncle used to play this thing all the time, and that's the accordion. Yeah. I don't know. It's like an old, German thing, but I always enjoyed it. It looks like it's something I would have no business trying to play, but yeah, I like the accordion. I'll take that with my third round pick.
I just don't.
Some honorable mentions.
Bagpipes is fair. That's all I'm going to say. Though.
Honorable mentions. The trombone.
No, you got a third round pick, buddy.
Yeah, you got to pick your third rounder, dude.
I thought I already picked.
No, you had two. You said drums and saxophone. Trombone's a good pick, though, if you want that as your third rounder.
Yeah, I'm taking trombone.
All right. Any other? I don't know about you guys. I like the harp. Harp's always very nice sound.
Mandolin was
Trumpet,
what I was considering.
cowbell.
Yeah. What was the last one?
A mandolin.
Cowbell.
Yeah, man, I love a good mandolin. The French horn's
Cowbell.
a weird-looking instrument. Cowbell, you can never have enough cowbell.
Yeah, Christopher Walken, more cowbell.
Yeah, absolutely. Where do you guys sit on tambourines?
I hate them.
Yeah, not a fan.
It depends. It can be overdone. Sometimes you got to take it easy on the tambourine.
Piano, good piano sound. Like someone who kills it on the piano is fucking awesome too.
Oh, big miss on this side, guys. We forgot the guitar.
An organ, like at Wrigley, the organ. Oh,
yeah,
man.
I love a good guitar.
Guitar.
Yeah.
I mean, you like all these like electric things, like where it's just like you're just like playing a computer, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Synthesizer.
Yeah,
give me all of them. Let us know what your favorite ones were, and if you love or hate bagpipes, let us know that too. Because that was episode 148 of Typical Chicago Fans. You guys know where to find us. We are on Twitter at typical_Chicago, Facebook and Instagram as well. Give those pages a like. All of our content on video form on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe there wherever you get your podcasts. We are there as well. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever you get them, we are there. Follow me on Twitter at BoomyTCF, Zach at ZLiliaTCF, and of course, Maddie right down there at schools_01. We appreciate you joining us. That was episode 148 of Typical Chicago Fans. We love you all.
Peace.